What if I told you that your real power comes not when you are hustling, not when you are quote unquote working hard, not when you are doing the logical things, because you've been told your whole life that hard work, logic, and hustle will get you everything you want. But what if I told you that real power comes when you finally stop pushing? Because here's the truth. You, beautiful, you are most magnetic when you are in your divine feminine energy. You don't have to force outcomes. You attract them. You don't have to beg to be chosen. You become the obvious choice. So in today's episode, I want to talk with you about how you can learn to embody more of your feminine power to get exactly what you want in love, in business, in your lifestyle, in everything. So let's do this. Okay, the first thing we need to do is shift from proving yourself to receiving, because the masculine energy is constantly proving. I was actually speaking about this today. The masculine energy, we have the feminine and the masculine, we both have these energies, and it would be absolutely impossible for us to live a successful, happy, balanced life if we didn't have these energies integrated within us and we weren't able to pull on elements of each energy throughout our day and from time to time and when we're doing various things. These are the energies that we embody. But typically, masculine, male people, what do? They are hardwired for being predominantly in their masculine energy. And the same for us women. We are hardwired predominantly to be in our most natural state when we are using mostly our feminine energy. And yes, we can absolutely pull from our masculine when need be, and vice versa when it comes to the males as well. But the masculine energy is set up in such a way that, like men, they thrive when they are constantly moving and proving, right? They are like, the mindset is, I'm good enough, I deserve this, I worked hard for this, and it's all about that action. That's why you will hear stories. In fact, I was listening to a podcast earlier today where there was a very famous person was saying basically that when they had stopped doing their role, they felt like when they were sitting at home alone with nothing to do, although they've achieved all these amazing things and have all these great opportunities, they felt like they were totally worthless. And the person then obviously realised that was because that energy that they hold within them, that they're supposed to be pulling from predominantly, is all about action, hustle, making things happen, proving, being successful. And the feminine energy is totally different from that, because we are born with so much power as our males, but we have a totally different type of power in that you know your worth. We know our worth intrinsically. And when you're born, when you're a baby, we all have such strong worth, but the feminine is born to embody this worth without even needing to hustle for validation, because we were born with the ability to create life, to do incredible things. Do you know how valuable that is to humankind? The fact that we're able to, within our bodies, create, carry, and produce life and keep the population moving forward, keep growing new little beings. Have you ever taken a second to consider just how powerful that is? So we don't need to prove our worthiness. We already are worthy. But the masculine energy, it's just intrinsic. It's a very respectful energy of, wow, okay, we need to be. Think about it. If we are capable, and I'm digressing quite in a huge scale here, but if we are capable of creating, of bringing life into the world, we have to be very discerning with who we are entrusting to also take a share in creating this life as well. So think about it. Men know this. They understand the need to be a provider, a protector, to make sure that they are doing all the right things. That's what makes them feel worthy, and for good reason. That's why men were designed with this energy. So feminine energy knows her worth. She doesn't hustle for validation. She creates the conditions to receive. And what does this mean? Well, beautiful, I'm going to tell you what it means. And you know deep down what it means. It means that now you have to slow down. It means being present. It means tuning in. And it means letting go of control and just opening to receiving what's already on its way. So I want you to let me know in the comments where you've been hustling, where you've been trying to prove yourself, where you feel like, no, I'm ready to let this go. Is it in your family life? Is it in friendships? Is it for your employer? Let me know where you've been doing this. And let me know if the penny has finally dropped for you, that you're just worthy the way you are. Okay, let's move on. Now, when you're constantly anxious, controlling, or overthinking, then essentially you're in survival mode. And I feel this. I have a young baby, and I have children, and honestly, it is so, when you're in the trenches, like I was looking at our progress picture earlier today or yesterday, it was one of these days, and I couldn't believe it. Like, apart from the huge transformation, because I really work hard for my goals, apart from that, I was looking at myself and I'm like, oh my God, I just wanted to wrap my arms around myself and give myself a big hug. And oh God, I'm gonna have tears in my eyes. I just wanted to say, well done. You are doing amazing. And you're going to get through this. It is so tough being a new mum. But you can just see it in the photograph how extremely drained I was. But we as mothers need to do whatever we can to regulate our nervous system, because that's what helps you stay magnetic. When, and it's really hard to see this, there'll be like certain times in your life you're going through cycles where you are just overthinking, being anxious, controlling, just things are happening to you and you feel like you're just wading, you're just like treading water and you're not getting anywhere, and where you're totally in survival mode. But you know what? Being in the feminine is safe. It is grounded, it is embodied. And you have to do whatever you can to set yourself up in a position where this is what your reality is. So, you're going to breathe. Even just take 2 moments. I have so many incredible meditations on this channel. There's actually a playlist of meditation, so make sure you go and pick one after you watch this. There will be a meditation there for you, and I know that some people think, oh, meditation, seriously, I don't have time for that. It will unlock so much power for you just to take a couple of minutes. I've made them very short intentionally because I know that, you know what, you're a type A, incredible female who just doesn't have the time to be sitting for hours. Maybe if we don't have the time, we need to make the time. But this is important. So breathe, get in your body, use tools and resources like the meditations I mentioned that can help you do that. Get in your body. So whether it's walking, dancing, you just have some sacred rituals, maybe you're researching, finding things online about how you can do this, or journaling. Just learn how to come back to your center. Because the woman who feels safe in herself makes everyone around her lean in. And that's power. So my final point for today that I want to share with you is use your softness strategically. Strategically. It doesn't mean weak. The word soft, okay? It does not mean weak, okay? If you are a divine feminine, you will have the capacity to be very feisty when you want to be. And this may or may not be a big aspect of your personality. It's a big aspect of mine. Okay, and it's fun. But we also have a very soft element to us as well. Maybe you were brought up thinking that it wasn't okay to be soft, it wasn't okay to relax, it wasn't okay unless you were hustling up early, doing all the things, proving your worth. And if you had role models that kind of really pushed that kind of philosophy, then it probably stood you in really good stead in terms of your mindset and work ethic, but it can also leave you feeling entirely burnt out. So, soft actually means that you choose influence over force. It means you lead with your presence. It means that you speak with calm certainty. And when something's not right, you don't scream, you don't get all wound up, you redirect it. And let me tell you, I know, as a feisty woman, I know how challenging that can be at times. But this is a process. We are divine, we are spirited, we have heart, we have that power, and we do not appreciate BS when we are working so hard. So whether it's your partner, whether it's a client or the universe, you get what you want, not by fighting, but by holding your energetic standard. Your silence, and simply by using your energy well, it can absolutely give the very biggest impact, way more than using your voice ever could. I'm telling you that. If something's not right, if something doesn't feel good, if you're not happy about a situation that you're in, or you just sense some, let's just call it BS. I've got a very strong BS radar, and I don't stand for it because I just don't value those types of interactions, because one of my values is being as authentic as I can be. So I can spot it a mile off when someone is not telling the truth. I can spot it when someone is not being authentic, and I don't like it. But when something's not right, we hold our standard. We probably say less than necessary, because at that point we're just observing, we're taking in the situation, but we're not letting our energy leak out. We're just maintaining our standards, and we're giving ourselves a moment to breathe, to be calm. This is easier said than done. And this can happen on a daily basis in little micro silly interactions you have where you're like, okay. And it can also happen in big situations where you're literally having to repeat yourself for the 1,000th time and you're just like, no. And it's not easy once you start to escalate in these situations. You know, it's not always easy, but we need to try and think, how can I just be a little bit softer here? And how do I do that? I just might need to step away just for a moment, just to give myself a moment to calm down. Now, feminine energy is not about being passive. It is about being magnetic. It's not about shrinking. It's actually about rising into your power, your full power, without sacrificing your softness, because that's one of the most beautiful parts of you. So if you're ready to stop burning out, if you're ready to stop forcing outcomes and finally live in flow with your highest feminine energy, then you need the spark activation. And if you've not already checked it out, you can find out all the details via the link in the description. But in a nutshell, the spark activation is your personalized energetic roadmap video that is going to help you to reclaim your power, to break free from old patterns and step into your next level self. It's not a course, it's not a program, it is something way more profound than that. So check out the spark activation via the link in the description, or at shop.mrsmanifestation.com/spark. So don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I have so much powerful content coming your way. So make sure you're ready and you're subscribed for that. I do release episodes Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. UK time. And I just want to leave you reminding you that you are magnetic. You can be magnetic. You can get whatever you want from life, but it's all about unlocking your feminine power. So make sure that you are really taking note of how to be in your feminine. How are you? In fact, I'm gonna ask you, just go into the playlist of meditations. You're gonna find a very beautiful feminine energy meditation there. It's gonna help you just tune into all of your power as a beautiful female, as a goddess. It's going to help to activate the goddess within you. So go ahead and do that. Give yourself that time, invest in yourself, and I'll see you in the next video or in Spark Activation. Have an amazing, powerful, feminine day.